Hey guys, Mike with Old Iron and Mike Jr. We're going to do the headliner on the 89 GMC. I'll show you what's going on, give you a before here. You can see how bad it's sagging. I mean, it's just awful. You drive down the street and your head's hitting this. But in order to do this, first thing you got to do is exactly what he's doing. Is you got to take the visors off. Standard Phillips.
Slightly annoying. You can use a shorter if you want.
Probably need to get a longer screwdriver, to be honest.
It's fine.
And then you've got your hooks right there. Your little coat hanger hooks. You got to take those off.
Also Phillips.
Also Phillips. We're going to drop these just in case we got to pull this panel back. And behind here, there's a little clip. And that's a T50 Torx. So we'll take those out. You got to take your dome light out. I'm not 100% sure about that back panel. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to take that out too. And quite honestly, we're just going to keep popping panels until we get the headliner out. And then we'll show you how we're going to recover it, and we'll just kind of do it a step at a time. So stay tuned. And if you're in a good mood, it costs you absolutely nothing. One of the few things in life that are still free. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. I don't know, maybe this will help you out. I was just cleaning out all the funk. This truck's been sitting probably for about 4 years. And I finally got to it, and the interior is just filthy. And it's in good shape. I mean, look at that. It's stock dash. You know what I mean? So it's dusty, it's dirty, got a lot of funk, so I figured we'd vacuum it out real quick. There's stuff on the seat, we're gonna vacuum that out. Now, there's clips all through here. And the key to doing this right, you got to remember you're working on what, 25, 30-year-old vehicle? These clips are brittle. So, man, you want to be careful. And I researched, and I can't find anything that tells me exactly where the clips are. So we're just going to take our time and inch along and hopefully not break any clips. Now I know back here, there's 2 clips here on each side. So I know if you try pulling this down like this, you're going to break those clips. So we got to loosen these up first and get these out of the way. And I think if you pull this down, you can actually kind of push that up and slide it forward. But I'm not 100% sure right now. We will let you know. Door panels need new clips all the way around. I've got new clips for them. We're going to get that done too. I don't know if we're going to do something with this, because on both doors it's just popping up, and I got to figure out what we're doing with it. But a little bit at a time. Now we flipped the back seat up, and we pulled the wells here, and we pulled the ashtrays. Now down in the ashtray, there's 2 little screws. We're going to take those out, and we're just going to peck away at this a little at a time. I'd rather have it take 2 days to get this trim out than 2 hours with a bunch of broken clips. So we're just going to peck away at it a little at a time, and we'll update you as we go. Now once you get the armrests off...
What that does, it disconnects it.
Okay. Once you get the armrests off, you got 2 screws here, which actually holds this part of the panel up against the window. So you got to remove these 2, and always bag and tag it.
Well, what it does is it holds this to this.
Right.
It doesn't hold the window.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some water too.
Now, if you look at the blue little pieces of tape there, that's where the clips are on that panel. So you've got one on the bottom panel, you got one right above it but in, you got one in the middle, and you got one up there, okay? And then the piece that goes down the A-pillar and across the top of the door, I've got that marked also. I'll show you that once we put it back in. We're thinking, well, things we do know, okay? It's loose, and it stops right there. I mean, like an inch in off this trim panel. So what we're gonna do, or we're gonna try, is we're gonna take off this piece here, all right? Just like on the other side. And we're gonna loosen this up just like on the other side. And I'm thinking maybe we'll be able to drop it. Sorry. We'll be able to drop it, slide it forward, and kind of twist it and bring it out this passenger door. I'm not sure. It's one of those things. I've done headliners in older cars. I've never done any of this plastic, fiberglass, cardboard, foam covered crap, which they should have just stuck with old school, you know what I mean? Don't fix it if it's not broke. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to pop this side loose, take this piece off here, and then we're going to see if we can finagle it out. I'm thinking I can come down to the, if I can come down to the windshield or close to the dashboard, I should be able to tweak it. I don't know. We're going to find out though. And she's out. And it did work. We loosened this. We loosened on the other side. Took both the A-pillar covers off. You've got Velcro up here. I don't know if you see that. You got one strip there and one strip over on the other side. And to do it the way we did it, you might have to take your rearview mirror off. Ours was already off. I've got to re-glue the little thing on it. So we took it and we slid it down towards the windshield, and then it was like this. We brought it down, turned it sideways, got it under the steering wheel, and came out the passenger side door.
Seat fully back.
Yeah, seats have to be fully back, otherwise you won't clear in between there. And you don't want to roughhouse it because it's not made of much, man. So, man. All right, we're gonna put the trim pieces back in here. I'm gonna pull the truck out, then we're gonna set up a table in the garage to do this. I also want to show you on this light while we got it out. You've got two screws down in there, okay? One right here and one right there. And it's
They're both Phillips.
It's a Phillips, but it's a bigger Phillips, if that makes any sense. I can't remember if it's a number 1 or a number 3. But your standard one that everybody grabs is a number 2. It's a size bigger than it. You've got 3 different sizes in Phillips. So it's the bigger of the one. You want one that kind of tapers down a little bit and don't have that big flat spot on the end. You take those two off and all this pops out. Now, your lens cover. Alright? I'm surprised I didn't break it. I thought it was clipped here and here, when in fact it's clipped there and there. You can see the clips. Alright, so that's where you want to squeeze or, you know, take a small screwdriver and pry it real quick. But I'm shocked I didn't break it taking it out, because I actually pried it from the side and it popped out, but I don't suggest doing that. But I'm going to move this out and we'll get to the next step. Yep. There we go. Now, you're going to want to carefully scrape all this foam off. See that?
This is
because
flat, by the way.
That's basically why your headliner sagged in the first place, is this foam broke down. So you can use a scraper. I've seen people use wire wheels and sanding discs. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's coming off super easy.
What I found, voila, check this out, man. You're gonna have to hold that. I can't do it one-handed. Check that out, man. So it takes a little bit of work, but this actually works pretty damn good. See, it comes off pretty good with that brush, or bottom of the broom.
You can use another type of broom too. Same. Like this.
That one's just kind of too big, though.
Yeah, it works though.
Honest.
So if you have something bigger or something smaller that's not as destroyed, it still works.
Or even like one of those little hand bathtub scrubby brushes or something would probably work. The bristles might be a little too thick for that, because you want to leave this, and this is still soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
That's part of your fiberglass panel there. So we got a couple soft spots. Apparently we had some
Mice or something.
yeah, because we pulled this down, there was a nest, so they chewed the back side of this, and it's kind of thin, but it should be okay. Pull it a little bit your way. Now this headliner, like compared to the other one we did, is a lot different. The other one was just cardboard, it was flat on the bottom, and it just kind of angled up all the way around. So it was relatively easy. This one has more curves and contours, so we're going to have to fight with it a little more.
More modern-esque. Like a newer vehicle.
The dome light has this recess. We got to make sure that we get that material down in there and form that recess.
That's a funny headache.
We're starting in the flat spot here. This right here is flat all the way across pretty much. And then it rolls up and you've got this hump, and then it rolls back down flat again. So we're going to do the back side first. We're probably going to spray it in 2 different sections just to make sure. And that way we know we've got this hump all nice and smooth. Now the problem with this hump is it's not an even hump. It's even across here, but when you get back over here on the back side here, it comes like this, and then it kind of feathers out back behind your dome light. So we got to make sure that we take our time and we kind of stretch it and pull it going across that to where it lays even. In the front, we've got the recesses for the visors, and that's going to be a little bit of a pain too. And it's kind of the same scenario. It's straight, but it's got a notch right in the middle on each side, so you can kind of take your finger and so you can pull down on the sun visor. So we got to make sure that we get those little indents nice and tight too. So this one's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but it is what it is. We're going to do the best we can. Now, the glue we're using is a contact cement. And with contact cement, you got to glue both pieces. So, you know, the material, which say is A, and the panel itself, which is B. You got to spray them down. You give it about a minute or two, and you'll feel it start to get tacky. You want it to feel tacky, but you don't want it to pull up. And then you start laying your material. And you really don't have a long window with this. So, and another thing with this glue, it's not too forgiving. So if you put it down, it's a real pain to try to pull it back up and correct anything. So you got to go slow, smooth it out, press it down, make sure you got a good bond, and then work your way to the back. Ready? Yeah. You good? Moving good. Okay? Yeah. Check out this bubble. Two, one. You can't fix it. You can't fix it. Hang on. You want to just do this side? All right, guys, it's done. That's the back side of it. We got some clamps going around on the corners and little places. It was just right on the money, you know what I mean? We'll get it installed in a little bit. Now, personal experience, the more contours, like this and like this, that you have, the harder they are. You know, you got like a headliner out of like an 83 C10 or something like that, you know, it's just a flat piece of cake, man. The more curves you got, the more time you have to take. Now, I don't know how much ended up on video. The video stopped. My SD card's full. So I'm not sure exactly what you got of this, and we'll have to probably piece it together accordingly. But we're gonna get it installed and get that thing out of my way, you know. And we're gonna be doing a lot more to the truck, but baby steps, you know. I want to get back on that one. And this one, man, that headliner's sweet, man. I love the way this one came out. But like I said, flat, easy, curved. Man, take your time. You start in the middle. And the problem we were having is the spray gun started clogging, and I bought this one, which is just Harbor Freight aerated spray gun, man. Problem with it is this end here, it's metric. All these are standard. I've got a toolbox over there, that yellow toolbox. That's all it is brass air fittings. The whole thing. It's a 3-drawer little toolbox, all air fittings. I don't have a one that will fit. I went to both hardware stores. I called around, and nobody has a fitting that'll fit that thing, or even a conversion that'll convert it. So I used a gun I didn't want to use, which I think that one would have had a better spray pattern. So I used one of those purple Harbor Freights instead, which, I mean, ain't no big deal. I mean, what damn things are 10, 15 bucks, something like that. You know what I mean? I got it to, I actually wanted it to spray like Rust-Oleum and stuff like that. You know, I was going to do like a flat Rust-Oleum inside the truck bed. And I figured that would be a good cheap throwaway gun to use, you know. So I used it for something else, ain't no big deal. I think the other gun, I think that old school gun would have worked a lot better for spraying this glue. And we're going to have to mess around with it. So I have a couple spots where the glue was too heavy and it bled through. It's right on the edge, so I'm hoping the trim covers it. With the color of the glue, I mean, you can see the color of the glue. And you can see the color of the panel. And this side's actually lighter than the back side. Hindsight, I'm almost thinking I should have flat blacked that thing or something, because it was almost impossible to tell the coverage when you were spraying, because you're spraying something this color on something that's this color, you know what I mean? So if I do another one like this, I might try flat blacking it or something, just a real thin, you know, almost like a guide coat, like when you're doing body work. Just to, you know, just a real light dusting of like a flat black or something, just so you can see your coverage when you're spraying that glue. Because on this, I could not see the coverage, and my lighting sucks. I got a light out over there. These are completely out. I got to rebuild it, and those over there are regular fluorescents, and then I got those over there which are half lit. So don't buy the cheap LEDs, just letting you know. So I got to get better lighting in this garage for sure. So that didn't help either. But even if it was paint booth lit, I think I still would have had a problem with the coverage. But that glue, this glue, man, it works great, let me tell you. But the problem is as soon as the two surfaces touch, it's down. It's down. There's no correcting. You know, it's not like wrapping a car. You know, you're wrapping the hood, you get a little crease, you could pick that up. It's forgiving. You could pick it up and kind of stretch it and get that wrinkle out. You can't do it with this. You cannot do it with this glue. So I'm going to do a little research, see if I can find something that has a better set time, a longer set time, just a little longer, or something that's at least a little forgiving. Because, I mean, you basically weld this stuff down. It does, I mean, once you get it down, it does not. I mean, it's, you know, I don't have this edge glued, but you could see, I mean, I'm pulling hard. It holds. So hopefully it'll hold in the car, you know, and that's what you want anyway. But as far as door panels and stuff like that, and we gotta do this dash here. That's for this truck. And that's going to be one of our next projects. We're going to redo that dash. Yeah, she's back in. He wanted a lighter color. I think it looks alright, man. I'll get on the other side and I'll show you where those clips are at on that piece. Yeah, I'm just going to try it from this side. I got a wasp flying around in there. There it goes. So, you've got two little slots. One there where the tape's at. Then you have a clip there. And you got a clip down there. And you got to pull the speaker covers. Now the speaker covers have two clips on them. And they are, if I'm not mistaken, there's one right here and there's one over here, and then there's tabs So you pop these up and you kind of slide it out towards you. And we're gonna redo those, do something with them because they're faded bad. But it came out good. That's all that we got, man. And we got more projects coming. We got to work on door panels. You can see that one's half off. And this one's actually half off. They're almost just kind of like sitting on there right now. We're gonna do something with these. And that's one of the next projects for this truck. He started cleaning it up, and still got a ways to go, but it's looking better a little at a time. I mean, the seats are looking cleaner. Like I said before, it's sat for about 4 years, so it's got a lot of major funk, man. Needs a good deep cleaning. If you look, you know, there's like moss and crap growing in there. So it'll take a couple of days of scrubbing it, but it's a pretty good old truck. So if this was helpful at all, please like, share, subscribe, because we got a lot more projects coming up, and we will see you soon.